Hello and welcome to Critically Disdained. Today we are going to review the new Bowling for Soup album, Pop, Drunk Snot Bread. Oh man. I've really been looking forward to this review because Bowling for Soup is one of my all-time favorite bands. So I've really been looking forward to, one, the release of this album, but also being able to review it in addition to listening to it as well. I've been listening to Bowling for Soup for around 20 years, and they are just as good as the first time I heard their song, 1985. This record was fantastic. It was exactly what you would expect from a Bowling for Soup album. They're still happily singing about beer, cussing, and unorthodox love songs, and now they include the fact that they're aging, but they're still going strong. And of course, at this point, their albums would not be complete without at least one mention about their song 1985. In their song Wouldn't Change a Thing, they wisely say, "We all grow up, some a little less than others." And that line is the beauty that is Bowling for Soup. It would be hard. It would be very hard to be a band like them because bands that made it big back in the early 90s and late 2000s made a name off of singing of teenage subjects. Subjects that once you reach a certain age or even status as a band just don't hit the same way that they used to once you've grown up or have been successful. But what Bowling for Soup does best is sing about things that at their age should probably be a younger person's game, but they do it in a way that works. They can still sing about broken relationships and girls and farts because they acknowledge that they are older and they don't shy away from it. They're not dudes who were once young who are trying to regain their youth. In the song Getting Old Sucks, they address that they are a group of guys that acknowledge their age, but still are able to sing about guy stuff. And they do it very well, I might add. They've discovered the formula, and they use it again and again, and this album is no different. It's awesome, and I wouldn't expect anything less because they are bowling for freaking soup. This record keeps their constant sound. It's well polished without being overproduced or too clean. It's just a good, solid pop punk album. As far as subject matter goes, like I said, it's more of what you would expect from them. But I find this record to be more true to form. It's more of a positive note all the way around than the last two albums. So this would make sense. If you follow Bowling for Soup, you would know that in years past, Jarrett has been dealing with a divorce and depression, and then there was a lineup change with Eric Chandler leaving the band, and this was the first album that has been released using Rob Felicetti in place of Eric Chandler. Despite the things that Jarrett has gone through, they have written happy, fun songs even through those hard times. And with this record, they've come back to a more fully positive album all the way around. All that to say, if you are a Bowling for Soup fan, you will love this album. My favorite song was really hard to choose from this album, but I'm going to go with Burnout as my favorite. I really enjoyed that one, and I mean, I enjoyed the whole album, but I think that one is my favorite. And honestly, depending how things go, that may change from time to time because the whole album is just done so well. But right now, if I were to pick one, Burnout is the one. Least favorite song, I love them all. I honestly couldn't pick a least favorite because the album was too good, and that could just be biased for me because I love Bowling for Soup and I've loved everything that they've done. But I couldn't pick a least favorite. It was all done very well. So if you haven't listened to it yet, please go check it out. It is currently streaming everywhere, and you can also buy a hard copy and merchandise from their website. If you need a brighter day, this album is definitely for you. As usual, if you like this review, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on the socials. I can be found on most platforms under the handle Half Eaten Salad. I also post the audio of this and other videos I make on many of the streaming services. And lastly, you can follow me on Spotify, where I'm constantly creating and updating music playlists. I'll put links in the description below. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time here on Critically Disdained.